Even it's a few hours since we spoke to you last. The stage is now finished, so there was a whole lot of attacking, a lot of good racing. What was your opinion of what you saw?
Really delighted, really, because last Monday, if we'd been asked to draw up conclusion of the first 2 weeks, we'd have said, well, nothing really to write home about. And in fact, the racing we've seen since Tuesday, especially the last 2 days, has absolutely been magnificent. Like Schleck, I'm not a big fan of Schleck. But nevertheless, he had a great ride yesterday, and I just thought the other guys, didn't calculate enough on Schleck yesterday. When you see two Leopard riders up the road, and you see Andy Schleck attacking, automatically what's going to happen. There's automatically got three Leopard Schleck riders up the road, which aren't going to wait for Evans or a Contador. So I think yesterday Contador and Evans were in a really bad way. So. Fair play to Andy Schleck for doing what he did yesterday. I know he pulled off a major coup. And then, of course, Contador had a bit of difficulty towards the end yesterday, maybe got a hunger knock, I reckon. And, of course, the first climb today at the 15k, he went on the attack straight away and did a magnificent effort. Unfortunately for Cadel Evans, he had a mechanical problem at the wrong time and ended up chasing for a long time to get back onto the leading group. But he didn't panic, and he got back on before the Alps, and then he attacked on the Alps. So, from all the top guys, Evans, Andy Schleck, a little bit of Frank Schleck, Vuckler, Contador, of course, magnificent. The last 24 hours is basically, brought the whole thing alive, and now we have a very small time gap between the top four actually, for Sunday in Paris.
Contador won't win this Tour. He has been undefeated in a long time in a Grand Tour, and this will obviously be different. But I think he went out with style today. Is that fair enough to say?
Oh yeah, I think he threw down the gauntlet today. He knew nothing to lose, so he went for it. And unfortunately, he's about 2 minutes short, I think, tomorrow after the time trial. But nevertheless, he had a good go at it, and really, has to be admired for the effort he put in today. And I just hope that the general public will admire him for what he's done and forget about the bit of kind of scandal he has hanging over him in France, because everybody else says nothing about it. In France, people boo him a little bit, which is very unfortunate and very unsporting, I think. However, that's the way it is, But I think he's done a fabulous effort in this year's Tour, and possibly and more than likely will be defeated in this Tour. He could finish still on the podium, so all is not lost. It'll make him even more popular and stronger for next year.
The Schleck's big goal today was to try and get time on Cadel Evans, who's accepted as a better time trialist. So, looking at the GC tonight, who do you see as being the winner of this race on Sunday?
I think right from the start, Evans has been calculating to be on par with Contador going into the time trial, or no more than 1 minute behind Andy Schleck. Because I think that in the time trial he could have been on par with Contador on time, but I'm sure he feels that with Schleck he could pull back a minute on Schleck. So he's 57 seconds down. So I feel myself that Evans could pull back 1:15, 1:20, but minimum a minute, I think, on Andy Schleck in the time trial tomorrow. Evans knows the time trial very well. He rode it in the Dauphiné and did a very good performance in it. So he knows where he can gain time, where he can afford to lose time, and it's a strong man's time trial. So I don't see, unfortunately for Andy Schleck, I think he better make the most of his yellow jersey tonight, because I think that tomorrow the time trial he will more than likely lose it.
The Schlecks chose to ride the Tour de Suisse as preparation for this race, while Cadel Evans did the Critérium du Dauphiné. That gave him a chance to ride this identical time trial. Do you think that will also play a part, the fact that he has ridden this in competition?
Well, he goes into it knowing where he's going, every millimetre, because he did a recce on it before. He did it the morning of the time trial in Dauphiné. He rode around it. Then he rode around it, of course, on the time trial. So he knows the circuit very, very well. I'm sure Schlecks have gone there as well. Even though they haven't been timed over it, they've been over it as well. But Schlecks are not great time trialists anyway. So if they were going to doing a recce on it, what would they be looking for? They're not that guy. They aren't the kind of guys that actually go really well in time trials. So it's definitely an advantage for Evans, and Schleck has the advantage of being off behind Evans in the time trial, but at the same time I think Evans has a lot of force, and we saw him there again today in the chase. He rode very, very strongly. We saw him yesterday chasing very strongly, so he's coming out of the Tour really strong. I think the weather has been in his favour more than Schleck, because Schleck, the warmer it gets, the better he rides. whereas here we've had a kind of a cool, chilly tour so far. I think that's suiting Evans.